This is one of those car problems that almost feels like cosmic bad luck. You're cruising along in your F-150, and suddenly someone honks and rolls down their window. Hey, no brake lights. Or even better, your turn signals stop working too. Not exactly a confidence booster. Yeah, so here's the thing. Brake lights and turn signals not working together isn't some mystical Ford curse. They're literally on the same circuit in your truck. So when one goes out, the other usually follows like a loyal dog. Super annoying, but also your first clue. People always jump straight to must be the bulbs, but how likely is it for three bulbs, both taillights and the third brake light, to die at the same time? Spoiler, almost never. So don't fall into the change every bulb trap. Save your money. The most common culprit is the fuse. Ford F-150s, especially those early 2000s models, have a notorious taillight fuse in the fuse box under the dash. You want to look for something labeled stop turn lamps, usually fuse number 13 or number 15, depending on your model year. Pop your hood or open that kick panel, and you'll see the little diagram. Obviously, you want your truck off first. Don't channel your inner mad scientist. Pull the suspect fuse with needle nose pliers. If it's fried, you'll see a gap in the wire or some brown burn marks. Replace that with a new fuse, which will cost you all of 75 cents. If your brake lights and turn signals come back to life, congratulations, you just solved 80% of these issues in under 5 minutes. But if nothing happens, now we're on to detective work. Second most likely cause? Bad brake light switch. This little thing hides up underneath your dash and activates when you step on the brake pedal. Sometimes it gets stuck or the internal contacts break. Pro tip, if your cruise control also isn't working, this switch is very sus. Testing it is easy. Get down there, unclip the harness, and try jumping the two wires with a paper clip, with the key on. If the brake lights shine, that's your answer. The part usually runs $20 to $30 and takes about 10 minutes to swap, even for mortals. If you're still in the dark, literally, check those ground wires in the taillight housing. Fords are famously bad about rusty ground points, and even a little corrosion can kill all the signals. Look for green or crusty wires. Clean with sandpaper and reattach for instant results. Here's a fun one I see in Portland a lot. Trailer harness short. That plug you use for towing? If rainwater or mud splashes in, a short can blow the fuse every time you hit the brakes or signal. If this keeps happening, unplug the harness and see if your lights magically return. For anyone out there getting desperate enough to think maybe it's a bad turn signal stock, those rarely fail on their own. Before tearing apart your steering column, always check everything I just laid out. Only 10% of these cases are really a bad multifunction switch. Last thing I'll say, don't ignore this problem. In Oregon, faulty brake lights or signals can be a $280 ticket and a serious safety risk. Do the checks, fix your F-150, and save yourself a lot of hassle with 15 minutes and a few bucks in parts. I get it. Car electrical stuff feels mysterious, like it needs to be solved in the dead of night by a shaman. But this is one of those rare issues that's formulaic. Fuse, switch, ground, harness, replace, repair, drive away, and then, maybe, blast some Springsteen as a reward.